All right, welcome back, level 2 guys. Today we're going to be focusing on our reinforcing lesson for the QU making the qu sound. So we're going to start off with our learning targets for today. So same as last time, I can correctly decode or sound out words containing the QU by pronouncing them as a qu sound. I can define and apply the rule for QU. Remember that the Q and the U are always they're always together, and U is not seen as a vowel in that case, okay, because they make that consonant team sound. Qu. I can continue applying the rule for consonant teams LL, FF, and SS, as well as AL and WA, so all the previously learned concepts. And lastly, I can segment or split apart or separate multisyllabic words based on the number of vowel sounds. So again, putting them into different syllables, clapping them out. We're going to continue practicing that, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start with our phonogram cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. All right, first one, I, B, B, Y, Y, X, X, W, A, W, A, L, all, C, H, Ch, F, F, A, W, H, L, 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 S, 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 A, N, G, ang, N, N, U, N, K, unk, U, D, D, V, V, C, A, N, K, ank, I, N, K, ink, O, N, G, ong, J, J, S, H, sh, R, P, G, G, F, T, T, M, Z, Z, K, K, H, W, W, I, N, G, ing, U, N, G, ung, O, N, K, onk, O, A, L, L, A, S, S, E, E, TH, or the. And lastly, our word that will be, or the sound that we're working on, QU, what does it say again? Qu. Okay, all right, now you're ready for step 2. What I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to find a sheet of paper and make a QU for yourself on that paper. For this particular step, I'm going to give you some words, okay? I want you to close your eyes. I want you to hear very closely this word that I give, okay? And if you hear the qu sound that QU makes, I want you to hold up your card, okay? Can you do that for me? All right. So go ahead and let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have again the QU at your at the ready so that you can hold it up after you hear the sound. Okay. So the first one, say squash. Do you hear the qu sound in squash? Squaw. Yes, I do hear it. So I'm going to hold up my QU. All right. Say cut. Do you hear qu sound in cut? No, I just hear a k, right? Not qu, qu. Totally different. Okay. The next one we're going to say, this one we're going to try is the word quit. Do you hear it? Quit. Yes. Right. Say queen. Right. Do you hear the sound in queen? Yes. Say crush. Do you hear in crush? Nope, not in crush. Say squint. Do you hear QU in squint? Yes, I do. Okay. All right. Next part here. Say the word squat. What is the first sound that you hear in squat? Second sound. All right. What's the vowel sound? So we got s. When is the QU, but it's acting like a consonant team. S, ah, ah. All right. So the ah sound is in the middle there. All right. And then lastly, t. All right. Let's try another one. Say squelch. All right. What's the first sound that you hear in squelch? S. Second sound, eh. That's that short e, right? Eh. Oh, ch. Squelch. S. Eh. Oh, ch. All right. Say quack. First sound. Second sound, ah. That's our vowel. Third sound, k. And lastly, say quest. What's the first sound? Second sound, eh. That's our vowel, right? The short e. Third sound, s. Last sound, t. Quest. Okay, good job with that. Now you're ready for step 3. You guys to create some small letters for me, okay? And the reason why I want you to do this is because you're going to need them to do some word building, all right? So these are the letters that I want you to create. What would be ideal is if you had some Scrabble letters. That'd be kind of cool, all right? But these are the letters that I need you to put onto maybe small pieces of paper just so you can move them around. Okay, so go ahead and make little small letters to do that. You can pause the video so you can get some time to do that before we start back up. All right, so now that we're back, we're going to start off by saying the word squint, and we're going to segment the sounds in the word squint. So here we go. Squint. S, E, N, T. So we got 5 sounds in squint. Okay, so let's go ahead and look back at our word building and put down the letters that match with the sound. So the first sound we hear is S. What letter matches with that sound? That's right, it's the S. All right, what about the second sound? S. Now you should know what that is. That's right, it's the QU. QU makes the sound. So we're going to pull that one down as well. All right. Our next sound is E. You see how my nose is crunched up like this? E. My mouth's kind of going up and down. That lets me know this is the short I, right? So I'm going to bring down the short I sound. So that's my vowel, okay? And I know it's a vowel because it's green. And then my fourth sound, squin. I can feel my nose vibrating. That's letting me know that that's nasally in. So I'm going to bring the nasally in down. And the final sound, t. It's a T. So we have, let's go back over this. S, int, squint. Okay. And I want to kind of reiterate this. One thing we talked about in our learning targets is the number of vowels a word has equates to the number of syllables it has. Well, how many vowel sounds do we have here? We have just a one, right? I. So when I clap this word out, squint, I'm clapping one time. So one clap, squint, one the vowel sound. So they do match up. There's a relationship there. So if we would have multiple vowel sounds, we would have multiple claps. So just keep that in mind. So we might have some words like this moving forward, but for right now, we just have a one syllable word. Our next word is quit. Quit. All right. So it, 3 sounds. First sound, we know by now, right? It's the QU making that sound. I, that's our vowel. Is it going to be I or E? E. My mouth goes up and down. My nose is scrunched. That's letting me know it's an I. The final sound, T. Got it. It's a T. So we have it, quit. Okay? Now, last word we're going to do is the word crash. Say crash. Now, let's segment the sounds with our fingers. K, r, a, sh. First sound is k. Now, that's not the qua sound, right? It's different. So for k, we're using our consonant C. Second sound, r. Third sound is our vowel, a. Our last sound, sh. That's a consonant T and SH. So we have k, r, a, sh, crash. Another one vowel, one syllable. All right, good job. All right, now you're ready for step 4. For step 4, you need to have your reader, page 36, and also a pencil or a marker or something like that to write with. All right, now that you're on reader page 36, I want you to put your finger under the first word. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a smile under the Q and the U. Okay, what sound does QU make again? That's right, it says qua, qua. All right. Why does the U say w instead of Well, the reason why is because that U is attached to Q and it's acting as a consonant team. Okay, so it's not a vowel sound, but part of the consonant team in that it says qua. All right. Now let's go ahead and read this word. We have it, quit. Okay, so what you guys will do now is I want you to go through and I want you to use, okay, I want you to use the smiley face for consonant teams. Okay, so basically any kind of letters that work together to make the consonant sound. For example, LL making the little sound, that was a consonant team. And also, for example, WH making the consonant team. Okay, I also want you to underline all of the vowels. So now I'm looking through here. I don't see any words that have multiple syllables. So every one of these words has exactly one vowel. So I clap it. I got one vowel sound, one syllable. All right. And yeah, that's what I want you guys to do. So I'm going to give you some time to do that. So I want you to pause right here and go through and underline the vowels and put smiley faces under the consonant teams. Right, now that you're back, let's see how you did. All right, so does your paper look like mine? I hope so. I hope you're able to point out the QU and let's put a smiley face there because, again, they together make the qua sound. So they are uniquely tied together. Wherever you see a Q, you got to see the U. All right. Also, I hope you smiley face the double L's, the double S's, double F's, as well as SH, CH, WH, TH. All right, I hope you was able to do that as well. All right, so what you to do now is I want you to repeat the words after me as I read them. And if there are any words that you have trouble with, please email me and let me know that you want to learn more about these words. Quit, quill, quilt, that's our key word. Sing, sink. Went, send, haul, tall, hill, rush, shin, such, ship, bank. Junk, when, thin, this, rip, pin, pet, set, did, hang, ring, bun, run, lad, fox, got, mad, tan, run, hug, king, hung, sing, bed, let, squish, tip, them, junk, sank, cash, ash, miss, toss, and wash. All right, and I hope you kind of heard that every time, and you'll see that I've only underlined one vowel sound in every single one of these words. If I were to read these words again and I clapped every time that I said them, I would only clap them one time because there's only one vowel sound and only one syllable. All right. you have all this space right here. I'm gonna read the sentence with you. We're gonna also put smiley face on the QU. But I'm also gonna ask you guys some questions related to each sentence. Okay, so your response, your answer would need to go into the side area. Okay. All right. Sam will quit his job. All right. So I'm gonna put a QU for so Sam will quit his job. All right. Would you able to visualize that? Okay. All right. What will Sam do? He will quit his job. I'm going to underline it. Okay. Go ahead and read the next sentence silently. Then we'll read it together. All right. Go ahead and pause the video and read the next sentence silently. Okay. All right. Now that you're back, let's read it together. Sam is through with the job. Okay. All right. My question to you is, what does it mean when he's through with the job? Well, I think it kind of goes back to that first sentence. It means that he quit his job. He's finished. He's done with it. All right. So he no longer wants to do the job. Okay. Can I wash this cup in the sink? All right. So what is the question asking? What is it that this person wants to wash in the sink? That's right. He wants or she wants to wash this cup. Okay. Go ahead and read the next sentence silently. Pause the video here. All right. Now that you're back, let's read it together. The cup has a chip in the rim. Where does the cup have a chip? Remember we talked about this in our last video? That in is what we call a preposition word. It shows position. So where is a position, right? It's a location. It has a chip in the rim. Okay, and a rim is kind of like the outer part of, or the top part that goes around the circle. That's considered the rim, like a basketball rim. All right, the next sentence, go ahead and read this silently. Pause the video here. Now that you're back, let's read it together. I'm gonna go ahead and put a smiley face on the cue because I know that's a key word, a quilt, right? The quilt is on the bed. All right, last question. What is on the bed? That's right, it's the quilt. Now, you ever seen a quilt before? Quilts are very, very thick material. They keep you very warm. Okay? All right, so now you guys are finished with step 4. You're ready for step 5. This word is quiz. What is the word? Quiz. Good job. All right, what two letters say you got it? Q-U. What letter says I? The I. What letter says Z? Z. Excellent. Now, in the word quiz, what three letters say qui? Exactly, the Q, the U, and the I say qui. What do the letters Q, U say again? You got it. It says, that's our consonant team, right? Well, at least we're acting like a consonant team, okay, because it doesn't make consonant sounds. What does the letter I say? I. What does the letter Z say? Z. Okay. Say quiz. Now, say quiz again, but instead of Z, say, what word do you have? You got it. Quiz, quip. Quiz, quip. So replace the Z for a P sound. Okay? All right, we're getting ready to read a story for step 6. Let me introduce the story to you. Do you know what a quiz is? I'm sure you've had plenty of these in your elementary and middle school days. All right? A quiz is like a test. When you take a quiz, you answer a question to show what you know. A quiz is usually shorter and quicker than a test, maybe 5 to 10 questions. Sometimes in a quiz, there are answer choices. Usually only one choice is correct. Have you ever taken a quiz? I know I have taken lots of quizzes. They're not very fun, especially a pop quiz. But I do like to show what knowledge I have and to prove that I've learned something from my teachers. The quiz you're going to read now is just for fun. Unlike a real quiz, there are no right or wrong answers. The quiz has rhyming words at the end of the page, or at the end of the lines. The lines still go from left to right, but they are jagged across the page. See if you can find all of the rhyming words. Also, as you read each question on the quiz, see if you can think how both answers could be true. All right, now you guys are ready for step 6. I need you guys to get out the reader page 37. All right, the title of this story, or this, I guess this quiz, is a quiz, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys read the questions and the answer choices out silently. And then when you finish, we're going to ask the question to find more about what you think the answers would be. So go ahead and read the first line silently. So this one right here, go ahead and read that silently. And then when you're finished, we'll read it together. All right, go ahead and pause the video here and read this silently. Now that you're back, let's read it together. Which is hot? Got a question mark, so it's a question, right? A fish or a pot? Now, when might a fish be hot? Well, when you cook it, right? It makes it hot. Is a pot always hot? It's only hot when it's being used to cook. So whenever there's some fire underneath of it, right? Or there's a electric burner. Okay, that's the only time when it's hot. When you don't have those things that heat it up, it's not hot. All right. Go ahead and read the next 3 lines. These 3 right here. Go ahead and read those silently. Pause the video and read them silently. All right. Now that you're back, let's read them together. Which is big? An ox? A pig? Which is long? A log? A song? Which is wet? A bath? A pet? Is an ox a big animal? Yes, it is a big animal. What about a pig? They can be, right? It is smaller than an ox, but some pigs can be big. Can some pigs grow to be big and fat? Yes. Have you ever been to the show museum? They have a big pig there. All right. Which is long, a log or a song? Have you ever seen a log that is long? Yeah. What is the difference between the way a log is long and the way a song is long? Well, a log is long in terms of how many feet it is, whereas a song could be long with how many words it has in it. Right? That's how they're a little bit different with how long they are. All right? Is a bath always wet? Yes. Is a pet like a dog or a cat usually wet? Not all the time. We know anything about cats, they don't like to be wet. What about a pet fish? Would it always be wet? Of course it would. All right, let's go ahead and read the next 3 lines. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and read those lines silently. Now that you're back, let's read them together. Which is fun? A quiz or a pun? Which is lunch? A squish or a crunch? Can a quiz be fun? I think this quiz is pretty fun. So yeah, it can be fun, especially when you have silly answers. Is a pun fun? Yeah, a pun is a play on words. There are a lot of puns people use in like newspaper headlines, so they can be kind of fun. Can you eat a squish or a crunch? You can't eat them, but there are noises that certain things make when they are squish and crunch. You eat them, right? So what are some things that might be squishy or crunchy that you might eat for lunch? Maybe a banana could be squishy. What else could be squishy, right? Or maybe a tomato, that could be kind of squishy, right? What about a crunch? What kind of foods are crunchy? A carrot, potato chips. So yeah, lunch could be squishy and it could be crunchy. All right. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to email me some of your answers. Which one do you think? We talked about it already, but as far as describing some more, what are some other squishy types of foods that you could eat? What are some other crunchy foods that you could eat? So now we're going to look at our comprehension. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to pull out that diagram that has these little ovals here. This is a graphic organizer that we'll be using called word meanings. And it has a rectangle in the middle and it has 4 ovals on the outside. What animal makes the sound hiss? You got it, a snake. What insect makes a buzz? A bee. These are called onomatopoeia words, words that sound like the noises they make. So hiss and buzz are words that sound like what they mean. If you say the bees buzz around the flowers, word buzz tells you the sound the bees make when they fly. Let's use the web to write 2 words from the poem that are like buzz and hiss. Can you think of 2 examples from the poem? Let's look back at the poem really quickly. A fish, a pot, an ox, a pig, a log, a song, a bat, a pet, a quiz, a pun, a squish, a crunch. A squish and a crunch. Those are sound words. Let's put those on our ovals. We'll change colors. Don't want that color too much. And a crunch. Think of 2 other words, 2 other examples that we can use to complete our boxes. What are some other sound words that you've heard before? I saw on there a pig. What kind of noise did a pig make? Oink. And whenever you're in a bathtub, can you make some sound words from that? Maybe splash. Excellent. Now you're finished with step 6 and you're ready for step 7. Go ahead and have out your sounds and words dictation paper and also have out a pencil so you can write with it. Alright? Say k. What 2 letters have you learned that make the k sound? That's right, the K and the C. Let's go ahead and write those on our paper. So K and C both make the k sound. Alright? Now, what if I added a w sound to the k sound to make? What letter team have we learned that makes the sound? You got it. It is the Q and the U. Remember, wherever the Q is, the U must follow, and it makes the sound. Where the U, yeah, it's not a vowel, right? It makes the w sound in this case. This one is a. We can write down the letter that makes the a sound. Now that you're back, you should have written A for the a sound. Right? Write down the letters that make the k sound. Now that you're back, you should have written C and K again, right? Just like number 1. The next one is the ch sound. Go ahead and pause the video and write the letters that make the ch sound. Now that you're back, you should have written C and H. Your next sound is, listen very carefully there. What 2 letters make the sound? Go ahead and pause the video and write them. Now that you're back, you should have written the WH, right? The consonant team to make the sound, as in when or whisk. The next one is ah. We can write the letter that makes the ah sound. Now that you're back, you should have written an O. Right? Write the letter that makes the I sound. Go ahead and pause the video and write that letter. Now that you're back, you should have written an I. The next sound is the letter with the sound Go ahead and write the letter that makes the sound. Now that you're back, you should have written a U. And lastly, write the letters that make the sound. Pause the video. Now that you're back, you got it. This is what we've been focusing on in our reinforcing lesson. The QU makes the sound. Alright, now you're ready for step 8. Alright, so now you guys are ready for step 8. Say quid. How many sounds do you hear in the word quid? Let's count them. E, D. There are 3 sounds. What's the first sound? Got it. What about the second sound? E. And the final sound? D. What letter combination makes the qu sound in quid? That's right, the Q and U. Excellent. Now you're ready to move on to step 9. For step 9, you'll need out your sound and word dictation paper. It looks like this right here, as well as a pencil. Say the word quid. Now, let's spell out the word as we name it. Okay, spell it out with each sound. So here, I'm going to show you my palm as well. Alright, so first we have w, which is w, e, d. Alright, let's spell it on our paper as well. So qu, remember that's 2 different sounds. We have the Q and the U. Now, does the U have its own sound here? Remember, it's attached to the Q, right? And instead of being a vowel, it is attached to the Q, makes a W sound. So, W. Alright, then we have I, and finally, D. So we have id, quid. Alright, word is squint, squint. You can pause the video and spell the word. Now that you're back, you should have written S-Q-U-I-N-T. Squint. Alright? The next word is still. Again, pause the video and spell that word. Now that you're back, you should have written still. Right? Remember the double L at the end because after that vowel, and it's at the end of a syllable. The next word is quench. Quench. Right? Go ahead and pause the video. Now that you're back, you should have written quench, like quenching your thirst. The next word is lost. Then pause the video, spell the word lost. Now that you're back, you should have spelled lost. The word is quest. Quest. Go ahead and pause the video and spell the word quest. Now that you're back, you should have spelled it quest. The next word is squish. Then pause the video and spell the word squish. Now that you're back, you should have spelled it squish. The next word is cuff. Then pause the video and spell the word cuff. Now that you're back, what makes the k sound in cuff? That's right, a C. And then would I put a single F or a double F? The double F, right? Because it's the end of a syllable and it's following that vowel sound. Alright? The next word is ball. Go ahead and pause the video and spell the word ball. Alright, now that you're back, let's see how you did. Now, we know that one's a B, but the ah sound, is it going to be an A or an O? That's right, it's going to be an A. And how do we know that? Well, because when you hear the little sound after an A, the A change, or after the ah sound, that's actually made by an A. Alright, so that's that unique team. And we double the L as well because of the other rule. We have the little sound at the end of a syllable following a vowel. This will be double L. The last word I want you to spell is the word wash. Then pause the video and spell the word wash. Now that you're back, let's see how you did. Wash. Excellent job. Now you guys are ready for step 10. Alright guys, we're on our final step here, step 10. For step 10, you'll need your sentence and sentence dictation paper. It looks like this right here, as well as a pencil. Okay? Alright, so for this part, I want you to listen very carefully and watch very carefully as I write dashes on my paper here for each word in a sentence. Okay? Alright, so here is the sentence. The wet mud did squish. The wet mud did squish. Go ahead and pause the video and spell the words for this sentence. All right, now at your back, let's see how you did. The wet mud did squish. Now this one has that qu sound in the middle there. So s, w, I, sh. Did you guys spell that correctly? Did you remember to put the QU in squish? Excellent job. All right, now we're ready for the next sentence. The same procedure. All right, here we go. Jan had to squint in the sun. Jen had to squint in the sun. Go ahead and pause the video and write in your sentence. Now that you're back, let's see how you did. Remember, Jen is a name, okay? So Jen, J, and Jen. Had to squint in the sun. Right. How many of you guys remember to put the QU in squint? Good job. Remember, squint. To narrow your eyes, right? Because it's hard to see, or because perhaps it's too sunny, right? Too bright. So, if you did not get something correct, remember you just put brackets around the word and put the correct spelling above it. I hope you remember to put the periods at the end of the sentences and that you capitalize the beginning of the sentences, especially capitalizing Jen. Since you're finished with step 10, let's look at the independent work for this lesson. Alright, so the first thing you can do for practice it is you can locate a story from each previous lesson. The previous lessons focused on 3 concepts. Remember, we talked about the LL, FF, and SS. For that story, we have yell, yell, yell. We could practice that story to get just kind of some more practice with that. You can read the story for more practice. We also have the AL, make it the all sound, and that story was Pen on a Shelf. And the last one was the WA for wah. That was the club's car wash. You can also check out your decodable reader. It's called Chad's Problem. You can read this independently or with an adult. All right. In preparation for your decoding assessment, practice words, phrases, and sentences on your quick check lesson 4A. You can do this with a parent or guardian, a teacher, or an older sibling. I would consider this the evidence because you want to get 80% or higher on this as well. And lastly, I want you to take the Form B decoding assessment and then compare that to your Form A score. Have you grown? I hope you did. You guys have done an excellent job with this lesson. Let's go back and review our learning targets for this lesson. You can correctly decode or sound out words containing the QU by pronouncing them as a qu sound, qu sound. And I think we achieved that, right? I can define and apply the rule for QU. Remember that wherever the Q is, there's a U, and the U is not being pronounced as a vowel, but rather as a W or a consonant. Okay? I can continue applying the rules for consonant teams, LL, FF, and SS, AL, and WA, and then I can segment multiple syllabic words based on a number of vowel sounds. Now, throughout this lesson, we only came across one-syllable words. So really, they weren't requiring us to segment the sound so much or segment the syllables so much, but we did reiterate that every vowel sound equals one syllable. So a lot of these words we just had one clap because they're just one vowel sound. All right, in future lessons, we'll be able to do more with this particular learning target. All right, you guys are finished with lesson 4.
focusing on the qu sound, and you are done. Good job, guys.